Welcome back to Roswell. Ty friend Ron Gunner with you tonight. Your Hobbs Eagles taking on the Roswell High Coyotes. Had a little technical difficulty on the audio there for their YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com feed and also on Facebook, but we are back live on the audio. You probably saw some warm-ups going on there for a few minutes. On the radio, you heard the whole pregame show. Just kind of a repeat of what we talked about heading into this one. Hobbs Eagles currently sitting at 13th in the Max Preps poll and 13th in the coaches poll, but they have one of the strongest strength of schedules in the state of New Mexico at 17.3, actually better than 9 teams ahead of them in the Max Preps poll. That's a bright spot for the Eagles. Their tough tournament play. They've gone on with the APS Metro, the Hobbs Holiday Tournament, and Artesia Tournament, where they've seen quite a few of the top teams in the state. They played Cleveland, Los Lunas, Oregon Mountain, West Mesa, Rio Rancho, Carlsbad, all those teams in the top 10 right now. So that is a feather in the Hobbs Eagles cap, playing some tough squads. Their team they're playing tonight, the Roswell High Coyotes, sit at 18th in the state, and their strength of schedule only 11.3. So a big difference when it comes to comparisons in what the two teams have played so far. Hobbs coming in averaging 58.6 points a game compared to 58.3 that they're giving to the opponent. So just a 0.3 differential. That's getting kind of scary right there. Eagles need to get some more points and some help from their bench. We didn't see a lot of that against Carlsbad on Friday night. Hobbs only getting 22 for Mackey, but nobody else getting as high as 6 in that ball game. So very low-scoring affair. Also 37% from the free throw line in that losing cause by 29. Starters tonight for the Roswell High Coyotes: Steve McCaskill, Jacob Palomino, Ivan Miramontes, he is their leading scorer and a good three-point shooter, Zai Carrasco, and Jacon Lackey. So those are the 5 for the Coyotes. And for your Hobbs Eagles, it's Michael Mackey, the leading scorer. Of course, he's averaging 22.4 points a contest for the Eagles. Braylon Vega, who is second on the team in three-pointers, the freshman, he's starting tonight. Abraham Pena, second leading scorer on the team at 12.6 a game. Brian Acosta, one of the top rebounders on the team, and Jordan Chisholm, a physical body in the paint for the Eagles. Those are your starting lineups. Michael Mackey is going to have a tough road to hoe here. Is he going to go up against Jacon Lackey, who stands at 6'4", got about a couple inches over Mackey. Mackey has beat some guys in the center, though, on the tip-offs in some of these games this season. Here we go with the tip-off to start here in Roswell. Mackey gets a piece of it, so does Lackey, but right to Mackey in the jump circle. The coaches are pointing at the circle, thinking it should be Roswell basketball because it never cleared the jump circle. Pass to the right corner, 3 on the way, off the side of the rim for Vega, no good. Long rebound on the far right sideline by McCaskill as he brings it across, gets the ball knocked out, fumbles it off his knee. Good D by Abraham Pena to knock it off of him for the out of bounds on the first turnover for the Coyotes. Still scoreless to start this one here in Roswell. Both teams at 1-1 on the season. Eagles walloping Roswell twice last year, 75-30 and 88-39. Eagles in the front court. On the right wing is Pena. Sends it down to the right corner. Holding it for a second is Acosta. Acosta down low to Mackey, but right in traffic. 3 defenders down there and picked away by Ivan Miramontes. First Eagle turnover. He goes to the rack with a high scoop shot on the right side and puts it through off the glass for the first bucket of the ball game. 2-0 Roswell. Into the front court, the Eagles. Crossover move, top of the circle is Pena. Pena sends it left to Vega, back up top to Pena. Over to Vega on the left wing, high one down to the left corner to Chisholm. Chisholm dumps it to Mackey, left elbow, and gets run over from behind as Jacob Palomino, getting too aggressive on the defense, came over his back and placed a saddle there. First on Palomino and the first team foul against the Coyotes. And again, Mackey getting a lot of pressure like we saw against Carlsbad.
Yeah, and nothing new about that one. He is always up for a fight. And he always likes to grab for the ball any chance he can get.
Inbound of the timeline, picked up by Vega, sends it down left baseline, Pena. Cross court right to Acosta, 18-footer off the glass, no good. Tipped down on the far right sideline by Miramontes for the rebound. Stop and go dribble in the front court, picks up a double team right wing. Pivoting, looking for help, sends it back to the timeline to Zai Carrasco. Swing to the left wing to Palomino. Dribbles around the right circle and backs out against Mackey. Stop and go. Handoff right side to Miramontes. He comes down the lane, hippity hop, throws up a shot high off the glass, no good. Tip back on the left block by Carrasco. It doesn't drop, hits off the back of the rim and knocked out by the Eagles on that baseline right side. It will be Roswell basketball right in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. 6:38 left, first quarter. Roswell up 2-0 over the Eagles. Inbound back deep to the near sideline to McCaskill. Dribbles to the free throw line. Touch pass right wing to Carrasco. Back to the left corner. 3 on the way for Miramontes out the back of the iron. Ripped down in the left block by Pena for his first board. He'll dribble into the front court on transition. Hands it off the right corner to Costa. Swinging up top to Mackey. Back up step, and he's going to take it a few times. Kick it left corner. 3 on the way for Vega. Swishes it home. Eagles take their first lead by 1 with the tray. It's 3-2 here in the first quarter of action. Pass down the lane to a wide open Zy Carrasco. The defense all choked up top of the perimeter as Carrasco gets his first bucket uncontested. 4-3 Roswell. Eagles quickly in the front court. Temple is going quick tonight. Vega gets a pass left wing. Down to Acosta corner. Back to Vega left side. Dribbles to the timeline, going left to right. Shuffle pass off to Pena on the near sideline. Pivots, kicks it back to Vega left wing. And again to Pena top of the circle. Finds Chisholm in the right corner. Bounce pass right baseline. Acosta. Back door. There goes Chisholm with a finger roll off the right side of the rim. Chisholm with his first bucket. Eagles up 5-4. Full court, trap pressure, 2-on-2 for the Eagles. Pass to the timeline, brought across on the dribble by McCaskill. Driving through 3 defenders. Dishes down in the left corner. Miramontes wants a tray, but hits it off the front of the iron. Loose on the baseline. Tipped out on the near side and pulled out by Mackey in transition. Across the timeline off the dribble. Gets stripped, but picked up by Vega on the left wing. Back to Mackey left side for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound in the left block for Miramontes for the Coyotes. Eagles one and done on that possession. Brings it across the timeline off the dribble. Sends it to the right base to McCaskill. Bounce pass in the paint, stolen away by Acosta, and that'll be a Roswell second turnover. Long one down to Mackey. Reverse layup on the right side with the double clutch. Gets hit in the back of the shoulder. They call the foul as the ball comes off the iron. So 2 shots for the Eagles. They charge that one to Palomino, already his second personal, and the second team foul against the Coyotes, which puts Michael Mackey on the charity stripe. He is shooting 77% on the season. The team dropped 2% based on their 37% free throw shooting against Carlsbad. They're down to 61 now.
Yeah, not a good way to go down. You always want to improve, and Mackey has always been good so far hitting his first one. Mackey was the reason why they were doing so well just the other day. You know, I see Miramontes is already putting up camp in that corner over there, shooting those threes, and I expected him to do just that.
Mackey made his first. He'll get one more. He was 5 of 8 against Carlsbad on Friday. Shot is up and bouncing around the rim and good. Mackey gets them both. Eagles up by 3, their biggest lead now, 7-4 here in the first. Long pass down left corner, 3 on the way for Miramontes. Nobody guarding him, and he fires it through. Miramontes leading the Coyotes now with 5 points. 7-7 your score. We're tied.
Third time's a charm for Miramontes.
Down to the right corner to Chisholm. He's going to spot up a rainbow 3. In and out, no good. Underneath the hoop to rip it down is Jacon Lackey, his first, the big post player. Bounces in the front court, driving baseline. Carrasco in the paint, lost the ball. Taken away by Chisholm. Sends it ahead to Mackey. Tries to dunk over the front of the rim. Lost control a little bit, but pushes it over regardless. That was the 3rd turnover for Roswell. 4 points for Mackey now. At the other end, a 3 from the right corner for Manny Fuentes out the back of the iron. Chisholm with the rebound. Looking ahead to half court. Mackey gets it. 1-on-2 to the rack and scores out the layup. Putting on the acceleration there. Mackey now with 6 points to lead the Eagles. Their biggest lead now is 4, 11-7. 4 minutes left first quarter. And we got a whistle in the front court, far right sideline. And looks like the ref's going to call the foul on this one as he comes to the scores table. We're going to get to see these numbers tonight as finally we got refs coming our direction instead of seeing their backs all the time. That'll be a foul against the Eagles. Braylon Vega, his first team foul on the squad. And looks like there's going to be a sub checking in for Roswell, and that is Jerry Barola, the coach's son. That's his 3rd son that's been in the Coyote program. All very good athletes. Inbound deep to the backcourt to Manny Fuentes. Gets the screen as he comes across. Sends it down left corner to Miramontes. Driving against Mackey. Spin move. Lost the ball to the left corner. Behind him to Fuentes. He fires up an 18-footer. In and out. Ball tipped up in the air. Pulled down to the right block for the Eagles by Chris Archibek, who had just checked in. Sends ahead to Mackey. No look pass right corner for 3 to Vega off the side of the iron. Underneath the hoop for the rebound is Abby Toscano. His first rebound. Correction, that is Fuentes as he brings it across the timeline. Down the lane, reverse layup right side, lost it off the front of the rim, and Mackey with his second rebound. He'll dribble into the front court, goes back door, and Acosta with a little finger roll off the left side. Roswell caught sleeping that time. Acosta with his first bucket. But a long pass to the other end for an easy lay-in right for Manny Fuentes. This is a track meet, 13-9. Your Eagles still by 4 with 3:10 left in the first. Mackey in the front court. Over to right wing, Acosta with a jab step. Down to Vega, right corner for 3. Toilet ball swishing around and goes through the net. Count it for Vega with 2 trays here in the first quarter. 6 points for him and a 7-point Eagle lead, 16-9. Coming across the timeline with the dribble. Jump stop, top of the circle. Barola sends it left wing to Miramontes. Down low to the big man. Lackey lost the ball in the paint between two defenders. Pena and Vega put some pressure on him. Fumbled the ball out of bounds, but it will be Roswell basketball off the foot of Pena.
Well, for certain on this one, this will not be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, both teams liking to run just a bit. We got a timeout on the court. 2:47 left, first quarter. Your Hobbs Eagles with a 7-point lead over Roswell, 16-9. We're back in 60 seconds on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're ready for second quarter action, first quarter action after the timeout. 2:47 left. Very fast-paced game. Eagles up 16-9, and looks like, Ron, when the Eagles get to run a little bit, that is what they like, and
exactly.
It looks like it's paying off some dividends so far with a 7-point lead.
Good old-fashioned Hobbs basketball.
Roswell ball top of the arc. McCaskill in the front court, hands it off on the right wing to Barola. Tries to send it over to the left wing, over the head of Coach Shelby Reeves, out of bounds, intended for Miramontes. That'll be the fourth Roswell turnover. So far, Mackey and Vega lead with 6 points for the Eagles, 5 for Ivan Miramontes. A tray for him, a couple of trays for Vega. In the front court, Pena on the left wing, up top to Vega. Thought about a three, but two defenders come out on a 3-2 zone. Unloads it to the left wing to Archibald, knocked out of his hands, a punch. And it was touched by McCaskill, but they're going to say Archibald got it as well in front of the Roswell student section. So it will be a turnover for the Eagles, their second. Inbound deep in the backcourt. Crossover move for McCaskill. Lost the ball off his foot. Vega tried to steal it, still loose, picked up at the timeline by Fuentes. He drives the paint, reverse layup right, and scores. He's been getting off quick to the rack. He's got 4 points now for Roswell. It's 16-11 Eagles. 2:08 left, first quarter. Coming across, Pena gives it off to Vega, return to Pena to middle of the free throw line to Hodge, back to Pena, baseline, 10-footer away, rolls out the front of the rim, no good. Saved on the baseline for Jairus Turbiatis. Kicking off right wing for Vega, and he's got another tray for the Eagles. 9 points for Vega, all on trays so far. 19-11, Eagles' biggest lead is 8. Down to the right corner, a pass to Miramontes for Roswell, and he nails a tray. That's his second tray of the game with 8 points for him now. Back and forth, keeping my mouth moving way too quickly tonight. 1:30 left in the first, Eagles by 5. Pena will slow it down just a bit. Top of the circle, matchup defense for Roswell. Give off to the right wing to Archibald. Lost the ball in the paint. Stolen away for Roswell by Barola. That's the Eagles' third turnover. Pass off left wing to Miramontes for 3. In and out this time. Chased down on the right block by Barola. Pivots in the paint. Throws it out right corner to McCaskill. Send back right wing. Long 3 for Fuentes. NBA distance out the back of the rim. Hodge pulls it down for the Eagles in transition. Drives the rack. 1-on-4. Scoop shot and scores out the glass. Peyton Hodge with his first bucket. Eagles have had 5 scores so far, and we've got a technical foul. The official screaming across the court to Hodge. Looks like he got a taunting foul, or taunting tech here. And we're going to wait to see what he calls. Referee's coming to the table now, and that's going to be charged to Hodge, which will be his first personal second team foul. Referee's talking to the Hobbs Eagle coaching staff right now. Coach Soria is having a discussion, and I believe that just was for taunting, basically. Coach Soria going to talk to Hodge here for a second. They will give 2 free throws now for Roswell. They trail the Eagles by 7, 21-14. 9 for Vegas, 6 for Mackey, and 2 apiece for Hodge, Acosta, and Chisholm. And that will send to the line for Roswell. Ivan Miramontes, who's got 8 points so far, coming off 2 trays.
He's been struggling a little bit on the line as of late.
First free throw up and good, as you say that, Ron. That didn't help matters much.
I'm trying.
57 seconds left in the first. A 6-point game and make it 5 now as he makes both of his free throws. 10 points for Miramontes to lead both teams in scoring, and it's now 21-16 with 57 seconds left in the opening quarter. Roswell basketball at the timeline. Hit back to the backcourt to Fuentes. Middle of the court now against Hodge. Dribbles across, slowing it down, gets a screen from Barola right side. Tosses it to the right corner. Errant throw pulled down by Miramontes finally. Kick out right wing to McCaskill. Spin move. No look pass to the left wing to Lackey. Down to the left corner to Barola. Drives baseline. Pivots at the left block. Down to the right corner with the pass to Miramontes. Open for 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Hodge tracks it down on the near sideline. His second rebound. Into the front court. Stop and go. Drives the lane. One-handed push shot over the right rim. No good through the paint. And it goes out of bounds. Looks like it went off a hand of a Coyote underneath the hoop. Possibly Miramontes. Hobbs basketball right of the rim. Up by 5 with 28 left in the first. Hodge to inbound. Looking desperately to get it in. Bounce pass left corner to Mackey. Mackey tried to dribble in front of the student section. Goes baseline. Threads the needle down the right side of the lane to Archibek. Leads and shoots off the right glass and puts it through. Archibek's first points of the ball game. 6 scores for the Eagles. 23-16. A steal in the middle of the lane at the other end, taken away by Vega. Roswell's 5th turnover. Goes down the lane to Mackey. Right side layup. Gets his head taken off. Ball sails over the rim, but he's going to get 2 foul shots here as Roswell and Hobbs both get mouthy back and forth. Get a little chippy here in Coyote Gym. The referee had to make a comment there to a few players as they get the push foul against Jacon Lackey, his first 13th foul against the Coyotes.
Yeah, it's going to get heated about this because they're both passionate about trying to get this victory, and definitely going to be some problems if they continue doing that.
Mackey 2 for 2 from the line, has 6 points. 2 free throws here for him, and it's good on the first one. He'll get 1 more, leading by 8 now, matching their biggest lead here in the first quarter. Both teams come in with a 1-1 record. Hobbs at 11-11 overall, and Roswell 12-10, but a big strength of schedule for the Eagles. A lot more competition they've had this season than Roswell has. Second shot for Mackey is good. Got them both. 8 points for Mackey. Perfect on the line, 4 for 4. 25-16. Biggest lead now is 9. Quickly in the front court. Backing down the lane to McCaskill. Pivots at the free throw line. Sends it off to the left wing to Fuentes. No time to shoot. The buzzer sounds. Some good defense for the Eagles on the perimeter. We're at the end of the first quarter. Your Eagles are their biggest lead of the game over Roswell, 25-16. We'll take a 60-second break. Come back live on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Welcome back to Roswell. Ty, Fred, Ron Gunner with you. Max back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles with a 9-point lead, 25-16 over the Roswell Coyotes. Leading scorer for the Coyotes, Ivan Miramontes, 10 points, 2 trays, and 2 for 2 free throw shooting. 4 for Fuentes, 2 for Carrasco. For your Hobbs Eagles, Braylon Vega with 3 trays for 9. Michael Mackey, 8 points, 4 for 4 free throw shooting. 2 apiece for Hodge, Acosta, Chisholm, and Archibek. Eagles out rebounding Roswell 7-6. 5 Roswell turnovers, 3 for the Eagles. A strip it near the half court, taken away by Chisholm and picked up by the Eagles' Pena. He dribbles in the front court, falls to the floor, and lost the ball right back to Roswell. Both teams now with turnovers apiece. And then Mackey makes a steal in the defensive side of the court for another Roswell turnover, number 7. He fires a 3 from the left wing, NBA range, and puts the fingers up in the air. And a quick timeout for Coach Barola. He doesn't like how that second quarter started. We'll keep it here. Mackey now with 11 points. That's the 4th tray hit by the Eagles in this ball game. You see a different motivation and more energy out of the court tonight. They know this is a must-win ball game. They can't afford to lose many more district games this season.
No, they're playing like a team. They're playing with energy. They're playing with drive. And I love to see all of those things. And they're also they worked on their shots because they're getting those to fall as well, not just hitting the rim. And they're also, you know what, the other thing they weren't doing the other day, they weren't rebounding nearly as much as they needed to. They were missing a lot of shots, and they weren't getting any rebounds. If they would have gotten those second chance points, it would have been a different game. This one, on the other hand, is the game that we were looking for and hoping to get. And so far, Hobbs is living up to the hype.
Got to be careful, though. Roswell does like to shoot the trays. They had 8 3-pointers on Friday night. They knocked off Clovis 63-60. And Miramontes with 24 3 trays. Manny Fuentes 12 points and 3 trays as well. So those guys can shoot the lights out. Got to get a hand in their face. Unfortunately, not what we did against Carlsbad last Friday. Roswell basketball to start this second quarter. Driving baseline, a scoop pass underneath the left side. Wide open was Jerry Barola for his first bucket. Fourth scorer for Roswell. It's a 10-point game, 28-18. A steal in the front court for Roswell. Going to the rack to the other end after the steal was Miramontes. Off the rim and rebound in the left block by Pena. Eagles down with 5 turnovers. Pena tries to do another timeline. We got a lot of extracurricular going on as they call the foul from behind. As they will charge that against Roswell. That is Manny Fuentes' first 14 foul. And after every call now, we got referees trying to get people to shut their mouths a little bit and stop getting taunting action out there.
Yeah, they don't want to get any chippiness in there. In fact, Abraham Pena has got his hand hurt. He rolled up his knee. I was afraid of that, but instead he landed on his hand and may have injured his thumb.
Mackey in the ball game as he passes off to the right wing to Chisholm. Chisholm with a jab step in front of the Roswell bench, right wing, spin move. Gets it over to Hodge, right corner, almost took his head off. Bounce pass to the right baseline to Mackey. Leans and shoots, gets double-teamed and stripped from behind and fouled on his bicep. Flopped to the floor on his back that time. And we get the foul call on the Coyotes. Zai Carrasco, his first. 15 foul against the Coyotes. 5-2 foul count right now. Hobbs is only 2 at this point. Mackey, not the guy that the Coyotes went on the line. He's 4 for 4 from the charity stripe and leads both teams in scoring with 11 points, right back where he is normally. That's half of his point production average per game.
And he was lucky he wasn't called for a walk there just a moment ago. He did slide his pivot foot, was able to get it under control, though, and drew the foul.
And missed his first free throw just there. So now is 4 of 5 from the charity stripe. He gets one more, though, to try to make it 12 in the books. Second shot is up, and it is good. A swish for Mackey, now 12 points, 29-18. Eagles' biggest lead has been 12 here in the second. Inbound into the backcourt to Fuentes on the near side. A 2-2-1 trap for the Eagles. Throws it across far right to Miramontes. Hard dribble to the right corner. Pivots. Looking for help. Good pressure being put on by Archibald. Bounce pass to the right corner. Dribbling around a little second is Fuentes. Down low to the right block. A shot put action there. Fuentes misses out the back of the rim. Long rebound and going to the other rack and missing the layup. Getting blocked is Vega. Pulled down by Hodge in the left corner, though, for his third rebound. Up top to Mackey. Swinging right side to Archibald. Back to Mackey. NBA 3, top of the circle. Off the back of the rim. Ripped down to the right elbow by Archibald at the free throw line. Finds Vega left elbow. Back to Hodge. He's going to put up an NBA 3, and he puts it through the hole. Big shot for Peyton Hodge, coming off the bench now with 5 points. 32-18, the biggest lead of the game for the Eagles at 14 here in the second quarter. In the front court, crossover for Carrasco. Sends it to the left corner to Miramontes. Shot 3 out the back of the iron. Long rebound for Hodge on the far left side. He'll dribble to the front court after his 4th rebound. 1-2 and up in the left block. Off the glass, no good, and a rebounding foul coming off the left block. They'll get this one on the Eagles. Charge of Jordan Chisholm. First personal, 3rd team foul on the Eagles. Coach Reeves going to go to his bench, bring in Brian Acosta. As taking a seat will be Archibald. We see Pena still on the bench, being looked at by Coach Ross now. Hopefully that wrist is not too badly injured after that fall a few seconds ago. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left here in the second. Eagles up by 14. Slowing it down to the backcourt is Fuentes. Crossover into the front court now. Guarded by Mackey. Gets a screen with the butt thrown out by Carrasco. Lost the ball as he dribbled to the left corner and fumbles it out of bounds. Does Fuentes. Unassisted error that time. 8 turnovers now for Roswell, 5 for the Eagles. 5:20 left here in the second. A fast-moving first half here. Coming across the timeline is Mackey. Slows it up as he hears Coach Reeves yelling from behind. Gets some last-second instructions. Almost got it stolen as he looked back. Keeps the dribble alive on the right side of the perimeter. Gets a screen. Up top from Acosta, sends it left elbow to Hodge. He tries to throw up a 15-footer and got side-jacked that time. He shot the ball and had both his arms pushed to the left. And they get the foul call on Fuentes, his second, 16th foul. It looked like the original block was good, but then Fuentes is kind of shoved into the side and got the easy call from the official there on the left.
Yeah, momentum got him going in. He had actually hit the ball, but unfortunately he also hit the player as well, causing the foul.
Hodge in now, 33% on the season from the charity stripe. First free throw of the game for him. Clinks off the front of the rim, no good.
He's usually better on his second shot. We got an update for you from Hobbs. It is a barn burner. We all knew it would be. It's 40-10. Hobbs is in the lead over the Roswell Lady Coyotes.
Second free throw, hard off the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down by Miramontes, his third rebound. Send across to Jalen Cloud, who just checked in. Drives to the top of the arc, bounces into Mackey, no foul call. Head off on the left wing to Miramontes, drives the lane, spins, fadeaway jumper in the middle of the paint and puts it through the hole. Miramontes now with 12 points to lead the Coyotes. 4:40 left in the half. 32-20, Eagles by 12. Mackey in the front court, going one-on-one against Cloud, right wing. Cross court left to Hodge. Comes down the paint, back door, going up high with the two hands over the rim, though, for Chisholm. He should have had an easy tip shot. Ball gets knocked out to the half-court line off the rebound. Pulled down by Miramontes, sends it ahead to the right block. Double clutch from Mendoza, misses it, and Mackey tracks it down to the far left sideline. Mackey's third board. He'll slow it down with 4:15 remaining in the second. Comes across the timeline. Looks like a 1-1-3 zone defense there for Roswell. Mackey on the far left sideline. Stop and go, dribbles through his legs. They call the 5-second violation. Mackey forgot that he had a defender kind of slide around with him. Not putting a lot of pressure on the basketball, but just hanging out. Official burns him on that one. Good D by Cloud, and that'll be the 6th Eagle turnover.
And that's basically known as falling asleep behind the wheel. And, yeah, unfortunately that happened.
Lost his license on that play. Coming across the timeline, Sebastian Mendoza after the inbound. Chucks it down to the right corner, trying to save it as Miramontes. Right in the hands of Mackey on the baseline for the 9th turnover. Mackey slings it down to the half court. It's taken away by Cloud for the Eagles' 7th turnover. Pass down left corner, 3 on the way off the back of the rim by Saraceno. Rebound by Hodge in transition. It's his 5th rebound. To the top of the arc at the other end, right elbow. Throws it right corner. Vega spots a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Ripped down in the middle of the paint by Carrasco, his 2nd board. Outlet in the front court to Miramontes. Down the lane, double clutch. Runs over the top of Mackey. And we have got ourselves a charge foul. Great job for Mackey to get set in the middle of the lane and got run over by Miramontes. That's his first personal, 17th foul against the Coyotes, and the 10th Roswell turnover.
It's something they struggled against Carlsbad just the other day. They got a whole lot of charges. Now they're using it against the Roswell Coyotes.
Yeah, Eagles had their first 3 fouls were due to offensive charges running over their defenders for Carlsbad. Timeout on the court, 3:28 left in this very fast-paced game in Roswell High. Hobbs up by 12, 32-20 over the Coyotes. Come back with us in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles leading by double digits over Roswell High on the road tonight, 32-20. Both teams coming in with a 1-1 district record, 12-10 overall for Roswell, 11-11 for the Hobbs Eagles. So very critical games as we continue starting the second half of the district schedule after this one at least. Of course, Eagles had a makeup game going to be rescheduled for the 14th next week against the Coyotes. Bad pass across the timeline intended for Mackey. Loose at the time zone, picked back up by the Eagles, so a turnover apiece there. In the paint down to Acosta. Gives it out to Chisholm in front of the rim. He throws up a quick shot and puts it over for 2. Chisholm now with 4 points. 3:08 left in the second. Eagles by 14, 34-20. Caught by Cloud with the pass in the right wing. With a big jump stop, dribbles up top, bounces it off to Mendoza. Stutter step, drives the left side of the lane with the cradle. Underneath the reverse layup off the pass to Carrasco. Misses everything and pulled down by Chisholm, dribbling behind his back. Hands it off to Pena, who came back after a wrist injury a few minutes ago. Comes across the timeline, gives it to Lehman, return back to Pena, swing right to Mackey, down the right corner to Chisholm. Touch pass to Pena on the right wing. He'll hold it. Cloud right on top of him. Cross court left to Lehman. In the paint to the free throw line to Acosta. Kick right to Pena. Fade away. 18-footer on the right side. No good. Off the front of the rim, and Cloud with the rebound for Roswell. Dribbles in the front court through the lane. Ripped away by Mackey. Roswell's 12th turnover. Sends it ahead to Acosta. Alley-oop from the left side of the lane. Back to Mackey, who lays it in the right glass. Beautiful pass that time. Thought he might have wanted a dunk return on that one. Didn't get it. 14 for Mackey. 36-20, the Eagles' biggest lead. Long ball to the other end. Tried to get a shot off as Miramontes, but he was bumped pretty hard by the Eagles. They called the body foul on Hobbs. Not sure if that's going to be on the shot or not. Hobbs' biggest lead of the game is 16 at this point. They call the foul against the Eagles. That'll be Abraham Pena's first and the 14th foul.
Yeah, on the floor it'll be inbounded by the Coyotes.
On the right baseline, underneath the hoop is Miramontes to do that. Gets it in the left corner to Saraceno. And we got a quick whistle now. They're going to say Mackey had a hand check on him, so they'll call the foul on Mackey. That'll be his first, 15th foul. Roswell still 2 away from the bonus. They lead or trail by 16 to the Eagles with 2:07 left here in the second. Right baseline inbound coming from Miramontes. He'll check it back deep to the timeline over the shoulder, having to jump for receiver style, Manny Fuentes. Over to right wing to Saraceno. He'll head it off on the right side as well to McCaskill. Spins, turns, and fires up a shot. I got away with the charge as he threw his shoulder at Chisholm, but they call the travel first. So Roswell picking up their 13th turnover. Clock under 2 minutes left here in the half. 36-20 Eagles. Payne will throw it across the timeline to Mackey left side. Dribbles back to the time stripe. Gives it off to the right wing to Lehman. Fakes an NBA three. Uses up the dribble. Fires it in the paint behind Pena. It's taken away on the near sideline by Miramontes. Eagles night turnover. Miramontes goes reverse slam with the right side and scores on the lay. 14 for Miramontes. 36-22. Eagles by 14 still. Pena at the other end gets a pass right corner from Mackey and snaps through an 18-footer. Nothing but net for Pena. First bucket of the game for him. 38-22 Eagles by 16. In the front court, the pass to Cloud on the far right sideline. Dribbles up top of the circle. One hand bounce pass to Fuentes behind him. Drives around the right circle, down the lane, baseline, and they're going to call the hold foul. He got stripped from behind, trying to go up with it on the shot put on the right block. And the Eagles are going to get charged with that one as they get it on Caleb Lehman, his first 16th foul on Hobbs. Get close to that bonus situation. 1:14 left here in the first half.
Yeah, that has always been Hobbs' bugaboo in this season.
Ivan Miramontes throws a deep one back to the timeline, pulled down by Fuentes. Guarded closely by Pena as he dribbles right to the sideline, to the circle. Hippity hop down the right side of the lane, throws up a shot, and they call the bucket. Boy, talk about a continuation that time, an NBA continuation there. And they call the push foul from behind as they'll get the foul call there on Pena. That's his second, 17th foul. They do count the basket as he took off about halfway down the paint on the hard dribble. Looked like he got pushed in the back, but then they go ahead and count the layup too. So they'll count that basket for Fuentes, and he nails the free throw. He's got 7 points, 38-25, a 13-point Eagle lead, 1 minute left in the second. Mackey slowed up as he comes across the timeline against Cloud to the right wing off the dribble. Backs into Cloud in front of the Roswell bench, gets a screen right from Chisholm. Cross court left to Pena, fires up a three, gets knocked to the floor right in front of the Roswell student section, bodied up with his butt. Steve McCaskill takes the gut out of the shooter Pena deep in that left corner for a tray. He'll get 3 shots here as they call that one on McCaskill, his first, 18th foul, and Pena will go to the stripe. He's yet to shoot a free throw in this ball game, and for the season shooting 67%. Right now the Eagles have had mostly free throws from Mackey and Hodge. This will be the first time somebody else gets a chance to shoot. They're 5 of 8 right now from the charity stripe and make it 6 of 9 with the first one made by Pena. He's got 3 points, all coming in the second quarter. Hobbs extending their lead to 14, 39-25, been as big as 16 here in the second quarter. As we're going to get one more shot for Pena. 51 seconds left here in the second. Eagles had a double-digit lead all this second quarter. Second shot for Pena, hard out the back of the rim, no good. Pulled down in the right block by Fuentes, his second board. Sends it to the timeline to McCaskill, dribbles across, unloads to McLeod near left side, to left wing, down the lane with a cradle, throws up a one-hand shot at the glass and scores it. Middle of the square that time to put it through. Cloud with his first bucket, 39-27, a 12-point Eagle lead. Mackey in the front court. Stop and go on the left wing. Waiting for a screen on that wing from Acosta. Sends it to the right side to Pena. To the right corner to Vega. Putting up a three. Bouncing around the rim a couple times. No good. Chased down in the right corner of the court by Cloud, his second. Rebound. Throws it across. The timeline to Saraceno. Down to the left corner. A three on the way for Fuentes out the back of the rim. Mackey with the rebound and transition is fourth. Comes down the lane, lost the ball, picked up by the Eagles. Chisholm on the right base. Sends it back deep to Acosta with 5 seconds. To Mackey on the right wing. Crossover move. Hippity hop through 2 defenders. Tries to throw up the shot, and they're going to call the hold foul. Boy, Coach Barolo yelling at the official that time. It looks like going to charge out to Manny Fuentes. That'll be his 3rd personal and the 19th foul. And Coach Barolo thought that Mackey was forcing his body through the hole of the 2 defenders that time between them. Mackey will take it on the line now. He's 5 of 6 from the charity stripe and has 14 points.
Yeah, Mackey might have been trying to force it with time about to expire. Wanted to get at least a shot, if not a free throw attempt or a possibility because of a foul.
Coach Barolo still having some words from one of the officials now as Mackey will get his second after making his first. 40-27, Eagles by 13. 1.4 left here in the second. Second shot is up, and it's good. Got them both. 16 for Mackey and a 14-point Eagle lead. A three-corner court shot is swatted at the buzzer. Boy, kind of a risky block on the shot there by Pena on the near sideline to keep it from going anywhere near the other basket, but he was risking a foul on that one. That would have been a 3-shot foul as well. At the end of one half of play, though, your Hobbs Eagles up big by 14. 41-27 of the Roswell High Coyotes. We'll be back in 3 minutes with a halftime show on the Hobbs Eagle Network. We're back live here in Roswell. Ty Friend, Ron Gunner with you, and also Max back at the station. Your Hobbs Eagles leading by 14 over Roswell High, 41-27. Second, or making third district game of the season for both teams, both sitting at 1-1. And Ron, before we get to the numbers in this game, the Eagles had the lead early in this contest, up almost by double digits at the end of one, 25-16. And in that second quarter, outscored Roswell 16-11 to get it to a 14-point lead at the half. Lots of good shooting for the Hobbs Eagles, especially from Braylon Vega, the freshman. He's hit 3 trays so far. Mackey added another tray, as well as Peyton Hodge. So 5 3-point shots put through. What a difference a couple of days makes over the weekend. Really not hitting much, and 29 points on Friday night. Hey, we got more than that right now. They got more points than Roswell does in that last game. Right now, Roswell with only 27 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and Roswell had a pretty good first half as far as against Clovis just the other day. They struggled in the second half. That was the reason why it was such a 3-point game. This is not the same as far as the Coyotes go. They are struggling to get some shots in, especially some good-look open shots, and that's what the Eagles were doing just the other day against Carlsbad. So it's a turn of events. It's just that simple. That is how basketball goes. It's the bounce of the ball. It's who wants it more, and also who is able to get the ball into the basket. And also, if you don't get into the basket, either get those foul calls or just get the rebounds. Either way, Hobbs is doing everything right so far. The only thing they need to work on still, of course, we always talk about it, is their free throws. Other than that, this first half has been brilliant. In fact, actually, I just love the fact that they've got 41 points, and the Hobbs Lady Eagles had 40 points. So not only did they have a similar score just the other day, they're having a similar score tonight. And, you know, it's always fun when they do it together.
And talk about the fast pace at the start of this ball game. You could tell the Hobbs Eagles are trying to make a statement coming up, moving up further north here in New Mexico, that they're not closing the book on this season yet. They want to continue to roll in district, get themselves a good shot for a higher seed at the state tournament. But we saw a quick acceleration in that first quarter. Again, 25 points put through the bucket there in the first quarter alone. Definitely a good positive start to this game. And we got a lot of guys in the books, too. That's another thing we're seeing tonight. Right now we have a total of 7 scorers compared to 5 for Roswell.
Yeah, they're sharing the rock, the Hobbs Eagles are. And you know what they're doing? They're proving that they haven't given up. They are still in this for the fight, and they're still going to make sure that they do their best, and they have the most chance to do well in not only in district, but also, of course, in the playoffs later on down.
Yeah, of course, you got to remember the Eagles start a freshman. They also start a sophomore on the court, a junior, and then a couple of seniors. But still, a lot of new kids, new chemistry going on. And the Eagles can just imagine the next couple of seasons, all these guys with the experience this year, how much things are going to get better and better and better as we go along. And again, Hobbs is no slouch at this point. Again, one of the best strengths of schedule in the state of New Mexico. You got to remember that. Records, I know, kind of get skewed a little bit. People look at the numbers, who had more wins versus losses. But Hobbs Eagles have got a better strength of schedule than 9 teams ahead of them in the Max Preps poll right now. That's because of all the tournament action we saw, and it did pay off some dividends there. Let's look at the numbers in this game, though. First half, only 1 in double digits for Roswell, and we knew this kid could score. Ivan Miramontes, 14 points. He hit 2 trays and also had 2 for 2 free throw shooting in this first half of action. So he definitely stepped up big for the Roswell High Coyotes. Of course, Miramontes did play last year against the Eagles, too, so he's had some experience. He had 12 in the first game last year and 17 in the second game, where he hit 5 3-pointers in that second contest. That kid can shoot from the outside. We can't let him get too far open out there on the perimeter.
Exactly.
Manny Puentes, 7 points for Roswell, and then 3 guys with 2 apiece, Cloud, Carrasco, and Barola. So far in the first half, not many free throw opportunities, but Roswell's converted all 3 of theirs, 3 for 3 on the line, and they did hit those 2 3-pointers at the hands of Miramontes. Problem with Roswell so far has been turnovers. They've had 13 in the first half, and they were out-rebounded by the Eagles 16-13. Miramontes led the Coyotes with 4 boards. And for your Hobbs Eagles, who we mentioned just seconds ago, 7 scores in the book so far in this game. Of course, Michael Mackey leading as he does usually, 16 points. And been getting a lot of opportunities on the line because of his penetration moves. So far has gotten 7 of 8 from the charity stripe, only missed 1 free throw, and also knocked down a tray, again for 16. Braylon Vega with 3 trays in the game in the first half. He's got 9 points, second in scoring. Peyton Hodge coming off the bench, good acceleration out there. Got himself 5 rebounds and 5 points. It was Jordan Chisholm with a couple of buckets, some transition stuff going back door. He had 4, little push shot over the front of the rim as well. Abraham Pena went 1 of 2 from the line, also had a bucket in that second quarter for all 3 of his points. And 2 points apiece for Brian Acosta and Chris Archibald. Again, we mentioned the Eagles out-rebounded Roswell 16-13. The Eagles were led by Hodge with 5 and Mackey with 4. Hobbs shooting 8 of 12 from the charity stripe at 66%, which is actually a little bit better than their season average, which they dropped down to 61 because of the unfortunate free throw shooting against Carlsbad last Friday. But it looks like they're a little bit up from what they were last week. Eagles with less turnovers in this game, 8 compared to 13 for Roswell. And Hobbs with 5 trays and just 2 for the Coyotes. So things looking good at this point. Biggest lead was 16 in the second quarter. We're going to take another minute break. Get you ready for second half action as your Eagles lead Roswell 41-27. Ready for second half action here from Coyote Gym in Roswell as the Hobbs Eagles lead 41-27, a 14-point lead as we get into second half action. Of course, Friday night we'll be back at home at Tasker as the Hobbs Eagles host Clovis, a team they beat by 16 about a week and a half ago. And then the second half of the season is underway as of Friday. Hobbs has a makeup game with Roswell at home on Tuesday. That's February 14th, Valentine's Day. I'm sure you'll love to be at that game. Pena comes across the timeline for the Eagles to start the third quarter on the right wing. They're wearing the black uniforms, white numbers, and gold trim. And Roswell with their home whites, red letters, and black numbers. Pass to Pena right wing, down the right corner to Chisholm. Throws it low to Acosta, double team. Gets the ball stripped high in the air. And out to the races goes Roswell with the first turnover of the Eagles. Taken away by McCaskill, but lost the ball. Mackey strips it from behind for a Roswell turnover. 14 for Roswell, 10 for the Eagles, both in double digits on the giveaways. Pena will get the ball coming across the timeline for Mackey. Sends it off to the left wing to Vega, returns back deep to Pena. Jab step to Mackey on the right wing, bobbled it for a second, able to recover. Sends it back to Pena, left side of the arc. Sends it back to Mackey on the right side of the yo-yo passing game. Almost stepped out of bounds on that far right sideline. Dribbles around his defender to the top of the circle, who recovers though on him, and that is Palomino. Sends to Pena left wing. To Costa left base, back to Pena. He wants to fire a 3 off the left side, off the side of the rim. Chased down at the half court off the rebound by Miramontes. He goes down to the baseline, lost the ball, but it's knocked out from Pena from behind. It will be Roswell ball. 6:58 left here in the third. Eagles up by 14.
Still a fast-paced game so far.
Miramontes on the right base, sends it into the right or left corner to McCaskill. Back to Miramontes left corner. Fadeaway 3 and air ball underneath the hoop waiting for it. It's Pena, his third board. Up ahead to a breaking Vega. Takes it to the rack on the right side. Count the basket, the foul from behind. A chance for a 3-point play for Vega. He's got 11 points, second leading scorer behind Mackey's 16.
Just like it was drawn up, it was perfect. Nice little pass, and then the outlet, and of course, right to the hoop.
That'll be the third on Palomino. First on the Coyotes here in the second half, as Vega will get a chance for the 3-point play. Yet to shoot a free throw in this game. Shots up and good as he puts it through. He's got 12. So Mackey and Vega combining for 28 points in this ball game. Vega came in shooting 44% from the free throw line. It's 44-27, a 17-point Eagle lead. That's the biggest of the ball game. Driving to the paint, leans, goes to the bucket with it, throws it over the front of the rim and scored off the layup by Steve McCaskill. That's his first points of the ball game. It's 44-29, a 15-point ball game. In the front court, a jump stop with the pass from Vega left wing. Sends it right, dangerous throw behind Pena, recovers, finds Vega top of the circle, gets a 2-3 zone. Down the right corner to Chisholm, touch pass to Acosta right base. Behind to Pena right corner, 18-footer, bouncing around the rim, off the back, no good. And on the right block to rip it down and throw some elbows was McCaskill, his second rebound. I believe the officials said that he was held onto. They do call the foul on the Eagles. Jordan Chisholm from behind. Second on Chisholm, first team foul on the Eagles here in the third. 6:05 remaining, third quarter. Eagles up by 15, 44-29. The inbound on the near side, backcourt to McCaskill. Sends it left to Palomino. Back to McCaskill on the right side. Dribbles through three defenders. Bounce pass, top of the circle to big man Lackey. Hands up behind to McCaskill. Drives the right wing. Back up top to Carrasco. To the left wing to Miramontes in the jab step. He dribbles to the left elbow, the free throw line. Air ball and pulled down underneath for the Eagles. Pena gets through some traffic. That's his fourth board. Over to Mackey, left wing, NBA three in from the Hobbs Eagle bench. Over the rim, no good. Long rebound for Miramontes, his sixth. He'll dribble in the front court, 1-on-2. A lean shot from the left or right block. They call the body foul. Either Mackey or Chisholm are going to pick up the foul. They're going to count the basket as well. As Chisholm gets the foul, that'll be his third, second team foul, and a chance for a three-point play for Miramontes, using the glass real well as he kind of got up in the air and leaned his left shoulder towards the hoop.
Yeah, that was a very athletic move he did, and of course he is not immune to that.
Miramontes gets the free throw, 17 points for him. 4 for 4 free throw shooting for Roswell. 3 for 3 for Miramontes. 44-32 and a 12-point Eagle lead. Vega over to Mackey in the front court on the right wing. Sends it down to the right corner to Acosta. In the lane to Vega, but a bad pass taken away by the big kid, Lackey. That's the Eagles' 11th turnover. To the timeline of McCaskill, stop and go, crossover, hippity hop down the lane, tries to throw up a shot and gets bodied up by Chisholm again. They call the foul on that right block. Chisholm just picked up his fourth personal, 3 team fouls on the Eagles. That's going to cause Coach Reeves to go to his bench. And getting Chisholm off the court with foul trouble, Chris Archibek checks in. And it'll be Roswell basketball just left of their hoop, down by 12. 5:10 left, third quarter. Both teams working on their second win in district tonight. Inbound chuck back to the right wing to Carrasco. Sails it down right corner to Miramontes. Spin move on the baseline right. Fadeaway jumper from 15 off the front of the rim. Ball loose for a second. Mackey will get it on the right elbow of the free throw line for his 5th board. He'll dribble it across the timeline. Him and Hodge combined for 10 boards so far. To the right wing to Pena. Down to the right corner, holding it for a second is Archibek. Sends it back to Pena. To Mackey at the free throw line. Again to the right corner to Archibek. We got a hold in the paint. Called against Roswell. It's against the big kid. That is Lackey's second personal, second team foul against the red and white. Inbounding for the Eagles will be Vega on the left base, underneath the Eagles' hoop. Leading by 12. Quick pass to the right side. Into Acosta, back to Vega. Fadeaway jumper from the right corner. Guess what? Another tray. His 4th of the ball game. And now he has a total of 15. 47-32, Eagles by 15. In the front court free throw line, McCaskill back deep to Miramontes. Threes out the back of the rim. Long rebound for Vega, dribbling behind his back in the front court. His second board. Finds Pena left base. 15-footer off the back of the iron. Ripped down in the middle of the paint by Carrasco, his 3rd rebound. Throws it ahead to Miramontes on the left wing. Stop and go. Backs into his defender, Acosta. Throws it up top to Palomino. Drives the lane with the hippity hop. Lost the ball. Saved at the baseline right by Lackey, but right to the Eagles. In transition is Archibek after the 15th turnover. Throws up a runner shot down the lane off the back of the rim. Roswell with the rebound. McCaskill, 2-on-3. Fires a shot from the right elbow from the free throw line in the hand of Pena as he shot over the top of Pena and puts it through. That'll give another 2 for Roswell, 47-34 your score. Clock down to 3:45 remaining here in the third quarter. In the front court, Vega with the ball on the left wing, dribbles to the timeline, zigzags back, throws up a shot from the left block to fade away, over the top of the rim, no good. We got a push foul on the rebound. A little bit of a bad decision that time on that throw. We're not really looking at the hoop. They called the rebounding foul against the Eagles. That's charged to Lehman, his second, 14th foul against the Eagles.
Roswell making some substitutions right now.
47-34, a 13-point Eagle lead. 3:34 left, third quarter. Gonna go with the 2-2-1 full court trap for the Eagles. Inbound near side to McCaskill. Throws it across the timeline. Gets it back on the right wing. Crossover move to his right hand, puts his shoulder down, gets stripped going up with it. Mackey gets the steal underneath the hoop. That's going to be the 16th turnover. Mackey tries to drive to the near sideline. They call the rip foul on the Coyotes. That's going to be charged to Jerry Barola, his first, 3rd team foul against Roswell. Mackey will get the inbound and bring it up court. Leading by 13. Top of the circle. A 1-1-3 zone defense. Gives it up top to Vega, swing it right to Pena. Dribbles through his legs as he backs it out. Stop and go. Lost the ball as he tried to shoot from the right block, ripped out of his hands from behind, and going the other direction with it is Saraceno. He fires up an 18-footer from the right side out the back of the rim. Rebound in the left baseline by Barola. Sends it to the left corner, and a three on the way and good for Fuentes. 10 points for Manny Fuentes, the third tray for Roswell, and we've got a 10-point lead for the Eagles now, 47-37. In the front court, a pass to Acosta, right corner, and Coach Reeves wants a timeout. He doesn't want Roswell to start climbing back into this one with trays. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with more Hobbs Eagle Hoops on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Back here in Roswell, Ty friend Ron Gunner with you. Max back at the station, and we're going to give you some sponsors of Hobbs Eagle basketball that get these broadcasts on the radio every time the Eagles hit the court.
Thanks to all these sponsors: Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, Robinson & Associates, Devon Energy, First American Bank, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, and NMR Pipeline.
After a Hobbs Eagle timeout, it will be Hobbs basketball left baseline underneath their hoop. They fired up top to Mackey for a tray. Fadeaway jumper with a hand in his face. Put it through the hole. Jacob Palomino just put the hand up, but Mackey makes him pay. 19 points for him. 6 3-pointers for the Eagles. At the other end, a three shot from the right corner by Miramontes. No good. Put back up. Missed off the back of the rim by Carrasco. Ball thrown up ahead for a wide open. Acosta laid in from the right side for two. Acosta with 4 points. Mackey with the rebound that time for 6 total. 52-37, a 15-point Eagle lead. Coming down the lane is McCaskill. Dumps it over to the left wing to Palomino. Drives the lane, reverse on the front of the rim. They're going to call the push foul, count the basket, and a chance for a 3-point play for Palomino. Looks like Mackey is having a question for the official, and the official said there was a hip foul there that time. They do count the basket and charge Mackey with his second personal, 15 foul. And now 52-39 your score. The Eagles still leading by 13 here in the third quarter with 2:09 remaining. Palomino yet to shoot a free throw. Roswell just 4 of 4 from the line, 100%, but not a lot of opportunities so far. Right through the rim goes Palomino with the free throw. He's got 3. 52-40, a 12-point Eagle lead. 2:05 remaining here in the third. Eagles get Hodge in the game. He catches the ball in the right corner, gives to Mackey on the right wing, drives to the free throw line with a big jump stop. Up top to Pena, spots up a tray out the front of the rim, no good. Ripped down to the left block and over the back on Hodge as they get the rebound for Jerry Barola, his third, and Hodge putting that sat over the top that time. With Hodge, that's going to be his second personal and the 16th foul. So Roswell's going to have a quarter and about 2 extra minutes of getting close to bonus situation in this game.
Yeah, and that's something that Hobbs has been used to. Unfortunately, they've been getting foul trouble in most of the games, except for last week when Carlsbad hit town, but it didn't really matter as much. So, yeah, Hobbs needs to stay out of that foul trouble.
Still a 12-point lead, though, with 1:50 left in the third. Coming across with a stop and go is McCaskill for Roswell. Top of the arc, crossover. Spots up a 15-footer fade with the foot kicked up, no good. A battle for the rebound for Pena on the right block, his 5th. Throws it across the timeline to Mackey on the right wing. Crossover, spin move. Ducks his head down, lost the ball, double dribble. Referee from behind got him on the right side that time for the Eagles. 13 turnover. It looked like he might have was going to get away with that and made it look like he got it tipped out from behind, but he lost the ball off his fingertips.
And that's unfortunate, too, because that should have been or could have been an easy basket for Mackey. And, you know, these days he's not getting too many easy ones.
52-40. Roswell bring it across, down by 12. McCaskill with the basketball. Dribbles up top of the arc. Comes right. Lost the ball in the lane. Mackey's going to strip him. He'll take it to the rack. Goes around the right side of the rim. Lays it in for 2. Then gets in the face of his defender. Counted for Mackey and the foul. 21 for Michael Mackey as they get the foul call on Manny Fuentes, his 4th. That's going to be the 17th turnover for Roswell and the 14th foul. And now stepping on for the Eagles Jairus Turbiatis, he's on the court for the second time tonight. Eagles up by 14 as Mackey trying to make it 15 with the free throw.
And even on a good day, you want to see Mackey on the line shooting one.
9 of 13 of the Eagles so far. We're 66% at the half. Shot is up, and it's a swish for Mackey. 22 for him to lead the team. That's his average on the season as well. 55-40, Hobbs by 15. 1:17 left, third quarter in the front court. Slowing it down as Fuentes. Comes around the right circle, guarded by Hodge. Goes baseline, and Hodge bodies him. Didn't get set quite. And telling the referee, the coaching staff says get your hands up that time, but Hodge will pick up the foul. That's his third. 17 fouls. So Roswell now in the bonus the rest of this ball game. At least the single bonus right now. Fuentes is 1 for 1 from the charity stripe and 10 points. Coach Barola going to bring in a sub here, and that'll be Zai Carrasco. And taking a seat will be Rylan Saraceno. 1:12 left, third quarter, as Roswell going to try to whittle away at the 15-point deficit with the 1-on-1 here. Swish for Fuentes. He's got 11. 7-4 foul count. 7 for the Eagles and 4 for Roswell here in the third. Second shot for Fuentes, bounced around the rim and good. Got them both, 12 points for him. Another sub checks in as Palomino for Fuentes. Eagles still up by 13. Hodge, Mackey, Pena, Vega, and Turbiatis on the court for the Eagles. It's coming across as Mackey. Spin move at the free throw line. Turns and fires at Jay's defender. Was lost somewhere, but a rebound bouncing off the back of the rim. Picked up by Palomino, the defender. He drives the lane at the other end. Lost the ball off his hip. Tries to save it back to the left block. Going up strong with it. Missing off the side of the iron is Carrasco. And now Hodge is diving through 2 Roswell defenders and getting on the basketball floor. Diving forward. Sliding across on his chest. Picking up some splinters that time. If they give it to the Eagles, that would be a rebound for him, but I'm still waiting for the call as the student section screaming in the referee's ear. See if they're going to give it to Hodge.
I'm trying to get somebody over there.
It looks like they're pointing. Yeah, they're going to give it to Roswell, so I guess they said they had 2 guys on the ball that time for the jump. So it will be Roswell ball, deep left corner of the front court, as Lehman returns for the Eagles for Michael Mackey. 49 seconds left in the third. The inbound to the left wing, complete to McCaskill, top of the circle now off the dribble. Throws behind, dangerous. Montes almost fell down. He dribbles the right block, fires up a shot on 2 defenders, and puts the J through the hole. He's got 19. 55-44, Hobbs by 11. In the front court, top of the circle, Pena. Clock to 30. Comes to the right, then backs it off. Hands it off right side to Vega. Up top to Lehman. Well outside the circle to Pena on the right wing with 25. Eagles by 11, top of the circle off the dribble, gets a double team, uses up the dribble, he's getting the pressure on him, back to the near side to Vega, cross court right to Lehman with 15, drives free throw line, kicks it back left to Pena for 3, gets hit in the head, ball's an air ball, no foul call, rebound underneath the Hobbs coaching staff limit, McCaskill with his 4th rebound, throws the ball to the top of the circle, bouncing off Fuentes, he'll throw up a 3 from the left side, fade away off the rim in 1 second, and that will be the end as it clinks off the iron. Boy, Eagles got hit in the face. Pena got shoved hard in the face then in the last 3-point shot. No call, and Coach Ross lost his stack on that one right behind the play that time. We'll take a break, but your Eagles with a double-digit lead over Roswell at the end of 3, 55-44. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Starting the fourth quarter here in Roswell, the Hobbs Eagles lead Roswell High 55-44 for the Coyotes. 19 for Miramontes, 12 for Fuentes, and for your Eagles, 22 for Mackey, 15 for Braylon Vega. Hobbs out rebounding, or actually being out rebounded by Roswell, 23-22 through 3 quarters. 6 3-pointers for the Eagles and 3 for the Coyotes. Eagle basketball. Pena finds Mackey right wing, cross court left to Vega, fires up a tray left side, and there goes the Threads again. Putting it through there is Vega. He's got 18 points and a total of 5 3-pointers, 7 total for the Eagles as a team. 58-44, front court. McCaskill on the right wing, back it into Pena. Fadeaway jumper, right base, 15-footer, no good. But tip back up and in on the right base, or right side of the glass, as putting it through is Barola. He's got 4 points and 4 rebounds. 58-46, Eagles by 12. Pena in the front court. Gonna slow it down just a bit, waiting for a double screen up top. Gets it from Hodge and Turbiatis. Finds Mackey on the left wing. Takes a drive to the baseline, hippity hop, and they call the bump foul before the shot from the baseline. They'll get that one against Jacob Palomino, his 4th, 15 foul against Roswell. 7-5 foul count, 7 for the Eagles. Roswell the bonus the rest of the 4th quarter. Hobbs will have it on the right base underneath their hoop, leading by 12. Hobbs, in terms of the 3rd quarter, getting 14 points and 17 for Roswell, outscored by 2. Inbound up top to Mackey, wide open, and misses the 3 off the back of the rim. Big high rebound off the free throw line by Miramontes' 7, but a bad pass across the timeline for turnover number 18 as Eagles take it to the other end. We got a call on Hobbs now for, what was it, travel? Yes, Pena had it, lost his footing, and picks up the Eagles. 14 turnover, 14 for Hobbs and 18 for the Coyotes. Clock stop with 7:02 remaining here in the 4th. Your Eagles still holding on to a 12-point lead. They were up by 11 at the end of 3. Inbound to the backcourt, hard dribble for McCaskill, going across against Turbiatis, stop and go. Tries to throw it back door down the paint, overthrowing Rylan Saraceno underneath the hoop out of bounds for the 19th turnover for the Coyotes. Here comes Hodge in the front court, back deep to Mackey at the timeline. Coaching staff for the Eagles trying to get some rotation. Vega comes up top to wait for the ball and finally gets it at the timeline as he backs out of the play. Slows it up a little bit, drives with his left hand around the circle left to Mackey with a giveaway. Mackey will drive to the left elbow, leans and shoots with a runner down the paint, misses out the front of the rim, and then goes over the back as he crashes over the top of Steve McCaskill. McCaskill with his 5th rebound. They call the foul on Mackey, his 3rd. 8th team foul. They're going to take a march to the other end, Ron, for some free throws. They got Mackey for 4 fouls. So that's going to be a bonus situation. 8-5 foul count. Roswell in the advantage there. And that will send to the line. Steve McCaskill is yet to shoot a free throw.
And if that count is good or accurate, then Mackey's in trouble and Hobbs could be a little bit in trouble as well. You know, it was a Clovis game that Clovis kind of questioned, slowed down the game, and it turned out that Roswell was missing some points. So I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon.
Roswell perfect on the charity stripe, 7 of 7 right now. And the free throw good for McCaskill. He's got 5 total. So nobody has missed a free throw yet for the Roswell High Coyotes. And they trail by 11. One more shot here for McCaskill.
Going to see if he can get this to a 10-point game.
Caskell's second shot off the back of the rim, though. First miss of the game. Rebound far side. Right. It's going to be Hodge coming in the front court after a 6th rebound. At the timeline, throws it over to Vega left wing and returns back to Hodge. Drives hard to the right elbow, jump stop, slapped out of his hands, recovers it, returns up top to Vega. Vega finds Lehman, who comes back forward and gives it back to Vega at the time stripe. Eagles running clock here with 6:10 remaining. Stop and go for Vega. Down the right side of the lane. Scoop shot. Rolls around the rim and good. The freshman taking it to the rack. He's got 20. 60-47. Eagles by 13. Going to the other end is McCaskill. Leads and shoots toward the hoop on the right side. He gets knocked to the floor. They get the foul call. Got hit in the forehead that time by the Eagles' Jordan Chisholm. That could be it for Chisholm. They got him for 4 now. I had him for 5, but so I don't know what's going on there, but that will be Chisholm's 4th. And a chance for 2 free throws now for McCaskill, who was just there on the line seconds ago and is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. He had the first miss of the ball game.
Got a score from Hobbs from Tasker Arena. Because of mercy rule, the game is over. 62-22 was the final. Of course, the Hobbs Lady Eagles all over that one for a victory.
Thanks to Jessica Friend back at home, my daughter, giving me update on that. You beat me to the punch, though.
My mom is there, so yeah, she's my reporter.
My daughter versus your mom in the ring tomorrow night. Okay. Second shot for McCaskill after missing his first. Off the back of the rim on the second one. Pulled down on the right elbow of the free throw line by Pena. Pena's picked up his 6th rebound. He'll dribble it across against the defensive Cloud who just checked in. Stop and go for Pena on the right wing. Eagles by 13 with 5:49 remaining. Pena getting bumped into hard, gets a screen from Chisholm, and then they call the screen foul instead. Boy, we got some coaches jumping on the court for the Hobbs Eagles. Better be careful. So they call the screen foul against Chisholm. That will be his 5th. And he finishes the game with 4 points and 2 rebounds. So that's why those coaches weren't too happy campers out there.
Yeah, that's going to make a big difference with 5:45 left in this game.
Yeah, big post like Chisholm is and getting some body for you underneath the hoop. Inbound back deep to Cloud in the backcourt. He'll bring it across against Lehman into the front side. Picks up a double team with Pena, handoff near the timeline of Fuentes. He's in the front court. Lehman getting a piece of the basketball. Picked up, though, by Fuentes. Goes to the rack on the reverse layup. They call the push in the back and the foul on the Eagles, and they will count the basket on that one. 14 now for Fuentes. He had some trouble with Lehman at the top of the circle. Got a piece of the basketball out there for a second, but they call the foul on Pena going down the lane. That's 3rd on Pena. 9th, or make it the 10th team foul. Double bonus for Roswell, the left part of the game. And Fuentes on the line. He's perfect, 3 for 3 with 14 points.
Yeah, Fuentes is coming alive. It was Maramontes we were supposed to be worried about. 2nd would have been Fuentes.
Makes the free throw, still perfect, 4 for 4, 15 points for Fuentes. 19 for Maramontes, 22 for Mackey and the Eagles, and 20 for Braylon Vega, the freshman. Him out of the timeline to bring it across off the dribbles Acosta. Backs into the left corner. Gives it back to Vega, or make it Pena left wing. Back deep to Lehman at the timeline. 5:20 remaining, Eagles by 10. Handoff at Pena at the time stripe. Near sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench off the dribble. To Lehman in the left corner. Back to Pena left wing. One hands over to Vega right side. Back deep to Pena. Swing it left to Lehman. Back to Pena at the time stripe with 5:08. He'll dribble right and back it out against a tough defense of McCaskill. McCaskill rams into him as a good head butt low for Pena to get underneath him, and then McCaskill through the hip. McCaskill's 2nd personal and the 6th team foul. Eagles 1 away from the bonus.
Trying to force the issue was McCaskill trying to get it out of the passing lane and maybe get another turnover for the Hobbs Eagles.
Inside of the near sideline is Pena. Gets it back deep to Lehman at the time stripe. He'll take on the big kid Lackey. Tries the left block, leans and shoots off the glass with 2 hands. Ripped down off the board by McCaskill for his 6th rebound. He does a big carry in the paint of the backcourt. And boy, he throws his hands up, and they call the carry that time and gets mad at his coach, Barola. Screams at him across the court, throwing his arms up in the air. Coach and player having a major fight right now, at least verbally. And that will be for Roswell, their 21st turnover. And unfortunately, Roswell's going to have to pull this kid out and have a talk with him as McCaskill blew a fuse against Coach Barola. And they're still screaming at each other on the sideline.
I think it was just because of lack of support. No teammates were over there to save him, and he had to fight it all on his own.
Vega gets it into Acosta on the left wing. Pivots, throws it back up top to Pena. Fakes a 3 wide open, but coming out quickly to put a hand up was Barola. Hand off to Lehman off the dribble right wing, and Lehman drives it hard to the timeline and gets bodied into. They call the foul, and that will be charged to Barola, his 2nd, 17th foul. Eagles finally in the bonus. They've been waiting a long time for that, as they'll get a chance for a 1-on-1. And returning the game is Manny Fuentes, coming in for Sebastian Mendoza. So Lehman will step up. Lehman is yet to score in this ball game, trying to get his first point. Or should I say points if he gets them both.
Yeah, it's not the question of getting the fouls. It's making those free throws.
22% on the season is Lehman. 60-50 the score. Hobbs holding on to a double-digit lead, 10 with 4:44 left here in the 4th. Lehman taking a deep breath now. Takes 2 deliberate dribbles. The free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Chased down, though, by Acosta on the right wing to save it for the Eagles. Keeping it alive with his first board. Back deep to Pena at the timeline. Wait for a screen. Turbiata steps up, doesn't use it. Throws it left and gets it back from Vega. Drives to the top of the circle, spinning away from his defender. Throws it over to Acosta on the right sideline. Back to the timeline to Pena. Running the clock with 4:24 remaining. To his left hand down the lane. Leads in against 2 defenders. A windmill layup on the right side of the glass is bodied up. Ball comes out the back of the rim, but a foul on the Coyotes. He took it at 3 defenders in the paint that time as they get the foul call against Miramontes, his 2nd, 18th foul. And now Pena will step up for the 2 free throws. He is 1 of 2 from the line and 3 points. So Pena's numbers haven't been big the last 2 games, but these are critical free throws here to try to pad the lead with 10 right now.
Definitely. I mean, 4:20 left, and you've definitely got to make sure you got some leeway for the lead.
Ball bouncing out the front, back, and then stays inside the cylinder for the point. 4 now for Pena. 4:20 remaining. Eagles by 11. They were up by as many as 16 to make it 17 in this second half. Up by 11 at half.
And the thing with the Roswell Coyotes is usually after 4 minutes go in the quarter, they really do some very big scoring.
Missing off the back of the rim. Rebound by Fuentes to bring it across, dribbling behind his back. Drives the lane with the cradle and gets stripped. They're going to start calling it close now as he took it to the rack right side, and ripping from behind was Pena. Pena's 4th personal, 11 team foul. Still double bonus for Roswell, which will send Fuentes to the line. Not a kid you want on there right now. Perfect 4 for 4, 15 points, second leading scorer for the Coyotes behind the 19 for Miramontes. And Miramontes has yet to put any points in the board here in this 4th quarter, Ron.
Which is good for the Hobbs Eagles. You know, he always is trying. He's definitely had a couple of bad quarters, but never in the 4th.
Mackey had a long breather on the sideline there as he had foul trouble to deal with, 4 fouls. He's back now. He's yet to score in the 4th quarter, but there's a reason for that. He had to sit it out for just a bit, so he didn't get his 5th for a DQ. Second free throw coming for Fuentes, made the first. He's got 16 points and make it 17 with his second free throw. This 61-52. Roswell clawed their way back to a single-digit deficit. Hobbs Eagles lead 61-52. We'll take a 30-second break and come back with 4:12 left in Roswell on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Hobbs Eagles still leading by 9 here in the 4th quarter on the road in Roswell. 61-52. The Eagles leading by 9 points. And the clock starting to dwindle for the Coyotes. Hobbs trying to get to 2-1 in district. And with the win, we get back up over 500 at 12-11. Right now, Roswell at 12-10 record-wise. They are 1-1 in district, just like the Hobbs Eagles. So it's been a double-digit lead for most of this second half, but Roswell starting to climb back in with some free throw opportunities. Very few misses in this game. A couple at one player's hands, but the rest of the team hitting it pretty good so far. So 9-point lead for the Eagles. They have it in the backcourt on the baseline with 4:12 remaining in 61-52. Into Turbiatis on the right wing, backcourt up ahead to Mackey. 2-on-2, drives the lane. Arching shot from the right side, no good. Ball comes off the rim. Pena went high in the air. They say he touched it as it was on the cylinder, so they're not going to let that go down. It didn't drop in the cylinder, but they're going to call that interference on the goal. So that will not count for anything there. This will be Roswell basketball violation. Ball will not have gone through the rim anyway. Pena was way off the floor that time. Looked like he was ready to tomahawk jam on the right side of the rim.
Yeah, if he could have, he would have, but unfortunately he just didn't quite get his timing right.
Roswell basketball with 4:05 remaining, a 9-point Eagle lead. Taking his time with the dribble through the legs is Fuentes. Comes across against Pena. Puts on the brakes, handoff up top to McCaskill. Up top again to McLeod. He fadeaway threes and puts it in. First tray of the game for McLeod. He's got 5. 4 trays for Roswell. It's down to 6. Eagles up 61-55. 3:45 left, 4th quarter. To Pena on the near side. Guarded by Cloud. Spin, pivot. Dribbles the left wing and then bodied from behind, knocking Pena to his butt, sliding across the floor. Cloud will pick up the foul. His first 19th foul. Eagles 1 away from the double bonus, and Pena will step up to the stripe. He is 2 for 4 from the line and 4 points. Very important free throws here as Roswell getting closer and closer in this ball game. They trail by 6. 61-55 the score with 3:38 remaining here in Roswell.
Got a quick score for you. Carlsbad Clovis. Carlsbad wins by a squeaker for them anyway, 35-27.
Well, that's a good score to hear. Boy, not many points on that one. First free throw good for Pena. He's got 5 total. 35-27, as you mentioned, 62 points between those two teams. Love to see how that game transpired. We'll have to check that one out here on the ride home, Ron. Get that YouTube ready.
Hell yeah.
Second shot for Pena is a swish. He's got 6 now. Critical free throws there for Pena. 63-55, Eagles by 8. 3:35 remaining in the game. Coming across the timeline is Fuentes. Stop and go. Jump stop. Handoff on the right wing to McCaskill. Goes through 2 defenders to the rack. Misses the finger roll. Pulled down, though, on the rebound by Clown on the left block. Took it away from Turbiatis. Pass to the left wing to Fuentes. Gets the ball knocked out of his hands as he tried to shoot. Inadvertent whistle by the official. Eagles got the block of the shot, got the ball, and then they blow the whistle for an inadvertent whistle in front of the Roswell student section. They got kids standing right out on the sideline. You can't even get any room over there. The official's going to gobble that one up and say it's my fault. That's the way you can tell the head coach of the Hobbs Eagles, Coach Reeves. Inbound to the free throw line to McCaskill. Fire to the left corner. 3 on the way out the side of the rim for Saraceno. Rebound put back up by Cloud on the right block. Off the glass. He's got 7. 63-57. Hobbs by 6. Mackey with the basketball. 3 minutes remaining. Into the front court. He's going to run clock. Guarding him close now, McCaskill. A chant of defense by the Roswell crowd. Going through his legs. Mackey gets bumped into at the free throw line. We got a foul on Roswell. This will be a double bonus for Michael Mackey. He took it right at the defender that time and get the foul on McCaskill, his 3rd, 10th team foul. So 2 shots for Mackey. Mackey has not scored in this 4th quarter, but has sat quite a bit in the minutes due to foul trouble. He's got 4 fouls. He is 8 of 9 from the charity stripe. Came into the game shooting 77%. Now the crowd is starting to stand up and getting loud and trying to get Mackey's head here. Eagles by 6 with 2:51 remaining. Mackey with 22 in the game. Free throws up and good. 23 for Mackey. He has made his last 5 free throws. Only missed 1 in the 2nd quarter.
Ice water in his veins. He's cool like that.
He'll get 1 more to make it 24 in the points. Shot is up and off the back of the rim, no good. Loose in the paint and pulled down in transition by Fuentes, his 4th rebound. 1-on-2, goes through 2 defenders, lays it up on the right glass and a foul. They're going to call a hold as he went through the 2 defenders that time. Not sure which one they'll get the foul on. Looks like they'll charge that to Iris Turbiata is going to slow down always on his first name. Going to be the 12th team foul against the Eagles. Still double bonus. Manny Fuentes on the line. Again, perfect. 6 of 6 from the charity stripe. He's got 17 overall. 3 free throws converted here in the 4th quarter alone. 2nd leading scorer for Roswell. Nails another free throw there. As now with a total of 18. Getting ready to tie up his teammate, Ivan Miramontes, who's not scored in this 4th quarter. He's got 19. They get a sub in for Roswell. That's Zai Carrasco. Eagles stick with Pena, Turbiatis, Vega, Acosta, and Mackey. Free throw, 2nd one is good. So both of them get through, and now 2 players with 19 each. Fuentes and Miramontes. Eagles top scorer, 23 for Mackey, 20 for Vega. Inbound to Mackey with a 5-point lead, 2:45 remaining. Gets a double team on the far right sideline. They got a whistle in front of the student section. I think they just called a travel on Mackey. So Mackey picks up a travel. He had guys over the top of the sideline yelling at him from the Roswell student section. Eagles have just picked up their 15th turnover. Been a long drought, though. Haven't had many turnovers here as we progress through this 2nd half of action. We got a timeout for Roswell. Going to try to get their offense set up here. Hobbs holding on to a 5-point lead, 64-59 over Roswell. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. Hobbs Eagles up by 5 here late in the 4th quarter, 64-59 over Roswell. One of these teams will leave the gym with a 2-1 district record. A very critical few games left in the district schedule for both teams. And of course, 16 teams go to the state tournament. The Hobbs Eagles right now ranked in the Max Preps poll and the coaches poll of the state, 13th, as Roswell at number 18. So Eagles know they got to be careful. Any more losses this season, but playing some tough hoops here tonight on the road in Roswell. Both teams will be in the double bonus. Eagles are 14 of 21 for 66% from the line. That matches their numbers earlier in the game. At halftime, they were 66%, 8 of 12.
Roswell is leading 17-9 in this quarter. That's the reason why it's getting closer and closer for the Coyotes.
A lot of free throw opportunities. They've been in double bonus most of the second half. The inbound of the lane for Roswell. Hobbs is diving on the floor for it. We got a tie up here for the jump. And that will be, looks like Roswell basketball underneath their hoop. They still trail by 5. Mackey and Pena diving on the floor that time to go toe-to-toe with Cloud and Fuentes. Right baseline inbound for Roswell underneath their hoop. Rylan Saraceno will be the one to inbound. Going to the left corner, fadeaway 3 for Fuentes off the rim, no good. Underneath just waiting for was Acosta, his second rebound. Hands off to Mackey. He'll bring it up across against Cloud in the front court. To the right side of the lane, leads and shoots on the runner off the back of the rim. Gets his own rebound, his 7, puts it back up in the right block. It's knocked to the floor, no call, but count the basket. 25 for Michael Mackey. 66-59, Eagles by 7. 2:15 remaining in the fourth. Coming across the timeline, Manny Fuentes zigzagging left to right now. Going to take on Pena on the right wing. Down the right lane on the cradle. Fadeaway jumper. Air ball. Pulled down on the right block by Archibald, his third. Across the timeline to Mackey. Goes through 2 defenders in the rack. Double clutch off the right glass and puts it through. Mackey now with 27. 68-59. A long court pass to the other end. Double clutch on the right glass by Fuentes. He gets his arm ripped from behind. Count it for Fuentes. And it looks like Acosta got hit in the face as he tried to block the shot. Or actually, it might be his knee. His left leg is hurt. He's holding his head in pain on the baseline. And we're going to have a stoppage of action. He's going to need some help here.
And there's a Roswell player who got hurt just a few games ago in a JV game, Greathouse. He also has knee problems too. Hopefully this won't be the same situation for the Hobbs player.
1:54 left here in the fourth, 68-61. They will get a free throw out of this. They did count the basket, and they do have Brian Acosta being attended to on the baseline. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Your Eagles by 7. Stay with us. Hobbs Eagles have the injury and leaving the court now with help. Brian Acosta as Hodge checks in for the Eagles. Acosta leaves with 4 points, 2 rebounds. Hodge checks in with 5 points, a tray, and 6 rebounds. And on the line, making a chance for a 3-point play is Fuentes. Made all his free throws tonight and makes another one there. He is 9 of 9 from the charity stripe. 22 points now for Fuentes, and a 6-point Eagle lead now, 68-62, with 1:54 remaining. Full court pressure for the Coyotes. Hodge on the left baseline of the backcourt, bounces it into Mackey on the baseline, double team. He spins away through them, weaves through another defender, 3 total left in the dirt. They call the hold from behind. That'll be charged to Cy Carrasco. That's his second, and the crowd not liking that call, as the referee's going to take some words from Coach Barola for the Coyotes. But Mackey will head to the other end. That's the 11th team foul against Roswell. Michael Mackey leading his squad, of course, with 27 points. We mentioned Eagles were 14 of 21 from the line, 66%. 10 of 11 on the line is Mackey to make that 10 of 12. 6-point Eagle lead with 1:50 remaining. A double bonus for Michael Mackey. First shot's up and good. He swished it. 6 points for Mackey here in the fourth quarter. And now subs coming in for Roswell. They've been going back and forth with these guys, Steve McCaskill and Manny Fuentes, as they check in for Palomino and Carrasco.
Keeping those legs fresh for the Coyotes. Maybe that's a good thing as the time winds down.
Mackey gets a second free throw to try to expand the lead to 8 with 1:50 left in the fourth. Second shot is up, and it's good. Counted right through the net. 29 for Mackey, and looks like we had a timeout on the court. Eagles are going to call the timeout, and it'll be a full as well. 1:50 left here in the fourth. Hobbs 70, Roswell 62. Back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Back here in Roswell, we got a nail-biter here in the fourth quarter. 70-62 so far. 8-point lead for the Eagles with 1:50 remaining in the contest. The Hobbs Eagles have shot 69% from the charity stripe, and Roswell at 81%. So big advantage there for the Coyotes. But the Hobbs Eagles with the advantage on the scoreboard by 8. Pressure defense for the Eagles. They'll match it up. Taking his time on the dribble near side is Fuentes in the backcourt. He'll come across the timeline against Hodge. 1:40 remaining on the right wing. Stop and go. Fuentes in the right corner. Now the baseline underneath the hoop. Wrap around to Cloud in the left wing. He drives the lane with the cradle. Back to the right block to McCaskill. Leads and shoots in the front of the rim. No good. Mackey pulls it down for his 8th rebound. He'll take the dribble himself, and Roswell going to back up at half court D, even though they trail by 8. Mackey in the front court to run some clock. Coming out on him on defense is McCaskill. Slides down the lane, throws him a shot, hook off the back of the rim. Put back up on the left block, ball rolls around and good for Archibald. He's got 4 points and 4 rebounds. That might have put the icing on the cake, a 10-point Eagle lead. Coming across the timeline is Cloud. Sends it over to the left wing to Saraceno. Up top to McCaskill. Caskill's gonna hold it for a second. Clock is running under 1 minute. Not working to the Roswell advantage to hold it. Hands it off to Fuentes, top of the circle. Comes right in the lane. Cradle, stripped away by Hodge from behind. That's the 22nd turnover. Hodge in the front court. Gets double teamed on the near side. Is stripped away for Roswell by Miramontes. Miramontes gets stripped back by Hodge. We are going back and forth, the seesaw. Handoff to Mackey and a foul in the backcourt against the Coyotes. Roswell with 23 turnovers, 16 for the Eagles. I hope I caught up with all those. And Mackey will be on the line. Eagles are 16 of 23 for 69%. Mackey has gone 3 of 4 here in the fourth quarter, and he leads the team in scoring with 29.
Better watch out. I think your pin's on fire.
Definitely the case here in Roswell tonight. It is the alien town, though, right?
It is.
First free throw is up and off the back of the rim for Michael Mackey. Trying to hit that 30 mark here with one of the 2 free throws, hopefully on the second one now. Still a 10-point Eagle lead, trying to go to 2-1 in district. Will also get him over 500 to get the record of 12-11.
And if he gets 30, that'll be 3 out of the last 4 games he's had 30 points scored.
Second shot good for Mackey, and there you go, Ron. He got it there. 73-62, Eagles by 11, 35 remaining in the fourth. Coming across the timeline, or stopped the timeline. Fuentes throws it across to Cloud. Dribbles to the free throw line. Spot shot on the way and good. Cloud now with 9 points, 7 of those in the fourth quarter. 73-64. Eagles by 9 with 20 seconds left. Inbound to the near side to Archibald. Gets double teamed. No, Mackey comes behind to get the hand off. He gets knocked to the floor off the double team. They call the elbow chop by Palomino. That should be his 5th. Or do they change that to another number? Yeah, that is going to be 5 on Palomino. He fouls out with 3 points and a rebound and 1-for-1 free throw shooting. So 1 player for each team has fouled out. Palomino for Roswell and Chisholm for the Eagles.
Are you sure about that? I think they just fouled Mackey out.
Yes, they did. They just changed the board here. Mackey has just fouled out. You're right. So Mackey's going to actually, he's not a happy camper either.
No,
30 points for Michael Mackey. Also led the team in rebounds with 8. And he's still having some words for his coaches. He's not happy on that one. Inbounding will be Fuentes in front of the Roswell bench on the near right sideline. Almost had a 5-second violation. Throws it in the backcourt. Chasing it down as Cloud gets knocked to the floor as Pena couldn't get the brakes on. Ran into him from behind. as Pena picks up the foul. For him, that will be his 5th, I believe. That might foul him out here. We'll have to wait and see, and that will be the 14th, 15th team foul.
Shows 4.
Yeah, they got 4 up there, so I guess I should wait to watch the scoreboard change first. Jalen Cloud will be up on the line now for Roswell. He's yet to shoot a free throw, although 7 of his 9 points here in the 4th quarter. But still a 9-point Eagle lead with 16 seconds remaining. Cloud's first free throw's up, and it's hard off the right rim, no good on the brick. Coach Barola bringing a lot of subs now. Palomino, Carrasco, and Barola. Eagles will keep on the court. Hodge, Pena, Lehman. Also out there, Chris Archibek and Vega. One more shot for Cloud. 9-point Eagle lead. We got a bunch of guys in the lane early, and they're going to call this on the Eagles. Trying to get the rebound and going up was Carrasco. Coach Barola was probably just wishing they didn't call anything because that was an easy putback by Carrasco with no defense behind him on the right side. So that would have been easy 2 points. But going to go with a violation against the Eagles. Looked like he got Hodge on that one. One more for Cloud.
0 for 2. One more won't hurt.
Second shot is up and off the back of the rim. No good. Pulled down by Hodge on the left block to get some revenge. That's his 7th rebound. Goes it ahead, but losing it is Pena. He got knocked to the floor. Luckily, they called the foul. He got his head taken off. That was a dangerous helium pass, and Coach Reeves saying, why are you doing that? Just dribble up the court, run the clock out. I believe that'll be a 5th foul on one of the Coyotes. That's going to be Palomino exiting now. That will be him with 3 points and 1 rebound. I thought he was the one that we got fouled out earlier, but I guess they changed the number there, so he does leave with 5. Pena now up the line for the Eagles. He's got 6 points. He's got more free throws than he does actual bucket points. 4 free throws and 1 basket so far. Free throws up, and it is a swish. He has made 4 of 5 here in the 4th quarter and 5 of 6 overall. Still helping out the cause here and getting it back up to a double-digit lead, 74-64, 10.7 seconds remaining. Second shot for Pena is a swish as well. 8 points for Pena, down in 8 seconds. Ball pass to the timeline of McCaskill, gets it across left wing, 3 on the way for Fuentes. Hits hard off the side of the rim left, no good. Pulled down for the Eagles by Archibek. The rebound, and that'll be the final game score of 75-64. Your Hobbs Eagles defeating the Roswell Coyotes, and now go to 2-1 in district and improve to 12-11 overall. The Coyotes dropped to 12-11. And they are now 1-2 in the district standings. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show on Cool 95.7 and on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, and the Cool 95.7 Facebook page. We're back live here in Roswell, the Hobbs Eagle post-game show on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, and on the 95.7 Facebook page. Your Hobbs Eagles victorious in this one over Roswell, 75-64. The Eagles winning by 11 and go to 2-1 in district. And I think this game was started off in a very good fashion for the Hobbs Eagles. Quick motion, getting up the court, playing tough D, transition basketball. And I think they wanted to erase that memory of Friday night and show on the road this team is ready to go and taking care of business. And again, Eagles up by 9 at the end of 1.
Well, this was a statement game for both teams. I mean, both of them had really bad experiences. Carlsbad, they won both games. Hobbs with an easier victory over Clovis than Roswell did. They almost lost it in the end with some free throws. However, they did go away with the victory. They wanted to make sure that they had their home stand. They wanted to stand up here, but unfortunately, you know, the Hobbs Eagles, they are very tough over here. In fact, they have a record of 45-12 against Roswell going all the way back to 1960 in this arena. And so it's hard to stop the Eagles once they get to rolling. And they definitely wanted to make a statement. They said, you know what, we may have lost by double digits and by a double figure against Carlsbad, but we are still in it to win it, and we're definitely going to prove it. They had some struggles a little bit in the fourth quarter. You know, it was unlike the first three quarters. However, Hobbs did what they needed to do, got back into it, and won the game, even though their top scorer with 30 points, Mackey, fouled out of the game, unfortunately, just with like seconds to go, though, in the game.
So Roswell High does get a couple of double-digit scores. Manny Fuentes was the leader with 22 points, perfect on the charity stripe. He was 9 for 9 from the line, did hit a tray in the game, and finished with 4 rebounds. Ivan Miramontes did not score in the fourth quarter, had 19 in the ball game. Perfect on the line, 3 for 3, and kind of a question mark what happened to him in the fourth quarter. Didn't have foul trouble, only 2 fouls, so I'm not sure what happened to the game there, but 7 rebounds for Miramontes. He was a leader on the glass for Roswell. So Fuentes and Miramontes combining for 41 of the 64 points for Roswell. Jalen Cloud coming off the bench had 7 of his 9 points in the fourth quarter. He finished with 9 and 3 rebounds. 5 for Steve McCaskill. He was 1 of 4 from the line and had 6 rebounds in the game. Also in the books was Jerry Barola, the coach's son, 4 points and 4 rebounds. Jacob Palomino finished with 3 points, 1 of 1 on the line and a rebound. Zai Carrasco finished with 2 points and 4 boards for Roswell, and they had a total of 7 scores in this ball game for the Coyotes. They went 14 of 19 from the line, 73%. For the longest time, they had not missed a free throw, but of course, Manny Fuentes finished a perfect 9 of 9, and Miramontes 3 of 3. So those two guys really helping out that 73% total there. 30 rebounds compared to 32 for the Eagles. They were 2 shy of the Eagles in this one. Miramontes led with 7, and Steve McCaskill 6 for the Coyotes, 4 apiece for Carrasco and Barola. 23 turnovers for the Coyotes, 7 more than the Eagles, and they had half of the 3-point shots converted than the Eagles did, 4 for Roswell and 8 for your Eagles. Flipping the coin now. Boy, the Eagles getting 2 top-notch scorers tonight. 50 total combined between Mackey and Vega in this game. Michael Mackey was called the last-second foul there, and he had to go out to late in the game with 30 points. He was 12 of 15 from the charity stripe for 80%. Also had 8 rebounds to lead the team as well. So he's about 8 or so points above his season average. Definitely getting the job done. He did get a couple of trays in the game as well. And again, lots of opportunities on the free throw line due to his penetration in the paint and just getting people all over the top of him throughout much of that contest. And again, we talk about this kid every ball game. But again, the big part about it is, yes, he does lead the team in scoring. But we see a lot of rebounding and assists and some defensive play too.
Yeah, and just like every game in the last, 2 months now, he has been the man to watch. Also, you know, if you slow him down any at all, and it has been happening a couple of times with double and triple teams, that's how you control Mackey. But you know what? He did well today. He had 30 points, as you said, as well as getting a lot of action with the ball, turning it around. You know, that's the reason why he leads in all the assists, steals, rebounds, just every category he leads in this season. And he has been working his tail off to make sure that he looks good and the Hobbs Eagles look good as well. This game, though, I got to hand it on to them as far as teamwork. They had a lot of team, and they had a lot of different players chipping in and making sure that they got this victory. Coyotes really scrapping at the end, trying to get back into it. Almost did for a moment. It looked like it was going to get closer than about 5 points, but luckily they got back, Hobbs did, and just were able to shut the lid on this one for a victory.
A lot of fans taking notice of the freshman for the Eagles tonight as well. Braylon Vega, one of the starters tonight, 20 points in the ball game and tanking those trays all over the place. He had 5 trays of the total 8 that the Eagles got as a team, so 20 for him. Also 2 rebounds. A kid really going to be a bright future for the Eagles and helping out big time this season as well as just a freshman. So again, 50 total combined, Mackey and Vega in this ball game. Abraham Pena had 8 points. We saw a lot of free throw opportunities for him late in the ball game. In fact, he was 5 of 6 from the line just in the fourth quarter alone, and he had a couple free throws earlier in the game as well. So 5 of 7 total for Abraham Pena, 8 points and 6 rebounds, third leading rebounder for the game tonight. Peyton Hodge coming off the bench for 5 points, hit a tray, also had 7 boards, second leading rebounder for the Eagles. Brian Acosta with 4 points and 2 boards. Jordan Chisholm fouled out, but he did get 4 points and 2 boards as well. Chris Archibek finished up with 4 points for the Eagles and 5 rebounds, so he's one of the leaders on the glass as well. Looking out the rest, I think that's about it in terms of scores in this game. 7 get in the books for the Hobbs Eagles tonight, a lot better than what we saw against Carlsbad on Friday night. Eagles free throw shooting looking pretty good too, 19 of 27 for 70%, one of their better nights on the free throw stripe for the Eagles. They had 7 less turnovers in Roswell, 16 compared to 23. The Eagles out-rebounded the Coyotes 32-30, again thanks to the 8 for Mackey. And, of course, we had 7 for Hodge, 6 for Pena, and 5 for Chris Archibek. So Eagles putting things together in this one. Again, outshot them from the three-point line as well, 8-4 in this ball game. And a big night outside, as we mentioned, from Braylon Vega with the total of those 5 trays. So the Eagles putting the W in the book, a very important W, Ron. So far with the situation, the Eagles sit in with the Max Preps poll and the state coaches poll, both getting them at 13. 16 teams make it to state. And we mentioned this in the pregame show and throughout the game, too, is that the Eagles, although they're 13th right now, and again, they just improved their record to 12-11, they have a better strength of schedule than 9 teams ahead of them right now, except for the top 3 teams in the state, Volcano Vista, Sandia, and Atrisco. They have a lot of tough teams in their district up there. That's why they get all those strength of schedule points. Hobbs has got to travel everywhere to get their strength of schedule. You know, the Artesia tournament, Hobbs Holiday, which is a home tournament, of course. But at the APS Metro, they play teams on the road that aren't tournament bound, of course, Los Lunas, Cleveland, Rio Rancho. I mean, this list goes on and on. So that tells you something. I wouldn't think the Eagles, they could be hovering around the 10 mark, continue to win out, of course, with the district and kind of flip the coin on the Carlsbad game. But still, I think there's a good chance for the Eagles maybe not get a home game, but it's still going to be a contention for one if they continue to look like they did tonight.
Yeah, and you got to realize that this is one of the youngest teams Hobbs has ever put up on the court. Most of the time they have some seasoned veterans, at least 3. Now, we had some coming in, but unfortunately because of reality, whether it be just schedule, injury, whatever happened, they got knocked out. Some seniors did. And so the juniors, sophomores, and even freshmen sometime had to step in and fill in roles that they just weren't quite ready for. However, they did it early in the season, so what that means is they were able to work together, get some pattern going on, and be able to work fluidity from team to team, or from game to game, I should say, and make it feel like it's a little easier. Now, they do struggle at times, and reason why? Look, this is youth going on, and sometimes you forget things, or you panic sometimes, and you just forget, hey, you're supposed to do this, this, and this, and sometimes you forget the middle of this, and so, you tend to forget things, and unfortunately, that ends up a loss. But luckily for them, they beat Clovis so far. They beat Roswell. They struggled against Carlsbad, but they got another chance to go down to Carlsbad in just a couple of weeks to see if they can rectify that one and maybe even get a 5-1 district record. Right now, 2-1 is looking pretty good for them. And we're going to see what happens in the next game as they go home and face the Clovis Wildcats.
Wildcats under 500 right now with a 10-12 record. They did play tonight, and boy, played tough against Carlsbad. That was a 48-40 an away game for the Wildcats too. Only an 8-point win for the Cavemen. So kind of biting their nails there in Caveman land as the Coyotes, the Wildcats almost plot a win on the road. Clovis did lose to Roswell by 3, and that was last Friday night, 63-60. And, of course, the Wildcats, the first time we played them was January 27, just a little while back. Eagles winning by 16 in that one, 74-58. And in that game, for Hobbs, lots of guys stepping up. Michael Mackey, that's one of the games you talked about. He had 30 in that game. He's had several of those in the last few weeks. Abraham Pena, 19, and Braylon Vega, 13. So 3 in double digits for the Eagles in that contest. But we should mention, too, the teams combined for 45 turnovers. Hobbs definitely wants to clean that up, but they get them a Tasker Arena with a 6-man will be there strong.
Exactly. Plus, we've talked about this before. Rebounds don't mean much when you make the shots. Turnovers don't mean much when they just go back and forth. And that was what was going on for a while. It was just like, I've got it, no, you've got it, no, you've got it, I've got it. It was just a matter of quick turnovers.
That happened here tonight, too.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They were going nowhere. They were just losing the ball, getting it back and forth. And for a while, it was just, I had to follow and make sure I got that right. And, of course, you were making sure that you were getting all the stats as well. So we were working our tails off. They were working their tails off, and it was just a matter of who was going to control the ball and be able to start getting some very good looks on the shot on the basket.
So the Eagles get the win tonight over Roswell, 75-64, 2-1 in district, and beat the 500 mark now, 12-11 on the season. Friday night, we'll be back at Tasker Arena. The Clovis Wildcats come to town. 6:45 pregame show, the tip-off at 7 o'clock. Also want to congratulate the Hobbs Eagle wrestling team as they got the big district win this past week. They're going to state next week. Congrats to them. Also congrats to the Hobbs freshman girls team that wins over Clovis. Come to think of it, they beat them yesterday in an upset on the road. So, again, seen some great things with sports here this winter.
Exactly. We've had that. We've had some great signings for the football team as well, a couple players. But yeah, the number 1 Clovis lost to number 2 Hobbs Eagles and the freshman team 48-40. And so, yeah, that was congratulations for them. A big shout out to the 9th graders on winning the district as well. And, we've had so many different sports venues and places that have always had some good sports luck. And this year, maybe not with the Eagles basketball team, but I think they're looking better and better each and every game. But a lot of players, a lot of sporting athletes that are doing so well in Hobbs. We just want to thank them and congratulate them.
Quickly before we go off, the Hobbs girls score. They won tonight.
They definitely
Blowout.
did. It was 62-22 was the final, and it was Mercy ruled, of course, with the big 35. And so congratulations once again to the Hobbs girls. Number 1 in the state, number 1 in our hearts, and number 1 in district.
Also number 1 to us, our sponsors. We'll finish up with that tonight. Thanks for helping out with Hobbs Eagles Sports on the radio.
And we like to thank the following: Lee County State Bank, Thriftway, Forest Tire, Hobbs Express, Robinson & Associates, Devon Energy, First American Bank, Eunice Pump and Supply, Lasco Construction, and NMR Pipeline. Without you guys, we couldn't have this on the air.
Thanks to Max back at the station. For Ron Gunner, myself, Ty Friend, your Hobbs Eagles victorious, 75-64. We'll see you Friday night, 6:45 at Tasker as the Eagles take on Clovis. Have a good one.